But yeah, so tell us more about who you are. Like for anybody that's not familiar with your music. I know you talked about Gourmet Rap. I want to hear about that. I want to know what you mean by that and what that means to you as well. But yeah, so who is the Flyy Hooligan?
All right, the Flyy Hooligan's an MC coming from Northwest London. I've been doing hip hop for a very long time, man. I've been doing hip hop for about I want to say 20 years, but it feels a lot less than that. But I only really took it seriously, like super serious, I would say, since 2014 going into 2015, when I released my first track with Westside Gun. That was when I realized that I can look at things from a different perspective of let's say, quote unquote, an A&R. I can see the potential in something. And before all of that took place, I kind of held back from it. So the Flyy Hooligan, I come from Northwest London. I'm an MC, was a producer as well. I was taught how to use the MPC 2000 XL by the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, man. When it comes to hip hop royalty, man,
I was gonna say
I know a lot.
Worked with the best.
Yeah, I know.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what makes me different from a lot of the MCs. It doesn't matter what genre, because whether you're signed or unsigned, there's things that I've managed to achieve in my career that even signed artists with £1 million budgets haven't even managed to achieve. They haven't managed to create or generate a relationship with the founders of this, of this thing that we do called music. Whether it's a subgenre of hip hop or a subgenre of grime or drill or trap, it doesn't matter. It all stems from one place.
Where is that place?
Bronx.
Okay.
That's where hip hop started. And before hip hop didn't invent anything, but it reinvented everything. And that's a quote from Grandmaster Caz. And that's the gentleman that wrote the verse for the Sugar Hill Gang. I don't know if you know that song, but yes, it's a bait song. You go to any white person's party, they'll play that tune, like real talk, like. But yeah, so I mean, I've been doing hip hop for a very long time. I've definitely studied my history in hip hop. I know I intentionally chose a lane that was different to what my peers was doing in terms of whether it's road rap, grime, drill, trap, Afro beats, any of that. I always felt like I could connect more with the hip hop, the slam poetry that was coming from America. And so I stuck to that. I've put out albums. I don't even know how many albums I've got out now, but I've got quite a lot. You can find that on all the major streaming platforms as well. So yeah, man, that's me.
So how did that evolve then from when you started? Because your music is quite different from, as you said, a lot of the other stuff that's coming up.
It's very different.
In the UK, right? Yeah, very different. But so in that case, like, how do you go about building an audience? How do you get to the point where Griselda's,
it starts with a button that I call a fuck it button. It starts with that because you got to remember, man, like, we can step out right now, we'll bump into someone that does drill. We can bump into the next like best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been this kind of cat that if I see all 5 of you going that way, I'm gonna go that way. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna follow, because you could get drowned in that sauce. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not the one drowning and everyone else is drowning, that could create something else. You know what I mean? And it just doesn't. If it don't speak to me, it don't speak to me. There's not much I can do about it. I just have to follow my heart and my passion, And like I said, when I realized I loved hip hop is when I got stabbed as a youth. All I was listening to was hip hop, and hip hop gave me some messages. It told me what books to read. I was reading books like schools and teachers would never tell you to read. I was watching programs you wouldn't find on normal terrestrial TV where it's whitewashed. You know what I mean? Hip hop educated me. Hip hop helped me get my mind right. And that's when I knew I loved hip hop, and I took it to a place where anyone I saw that does hip hop and I'm a fan of theirs, I would approach them, you know, and just build a relationship, man, you know, and just be cool. Ask them if they're down to, you know, collaborate on whatever. And thankfully, I can say hand on heart, I probably paid for a feature like twice in my whole life. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You know, everyone I've worked with, they've always, you know, they've always liked the way I've approached the situation. They've always, you know, I don't know if they're gassing or what, but they've always liked the way I've presented myself in a track as well.
Yeah.
My choice in vocabulary, my choice in words, my choice in flow, my choice in beats, because I listened, I studied, you know. And yeah, it's not your typical sound from the UK, because you also have to remember UK and Europe is based on dance music. The music that Europe and the UK love is dance music, whereas America is a foundation for blues, jazz, hip hop, reggae, all of that. You see what I'm saying? The slowest you could probably get in England is reggae or dub. You see what I'm saying? Dub roots, lovers rock. You know what I mean? So when hearing that from America, it just, like I said, it just spoke to me. And, you know, I was born in Nigeria, and in Nigeria, Ghana even, you would get more access to what's going on in America than you would England. You'd get a few shows from England, yes, but in America you could pick up Good Times. You know what I'm saying? You could pick up the Jeffersons, you know what I'm saying, in Nigeria and stuff like that. So American culture, I was exposed to American culture before I was exposed to British culture. So when I eventually came over here, I was still more like, yeah, I dig all this British stuff going on, but American culture speaks to me more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess I just went with that flow. I didn't really try and conform to what anyone else was on, you know, in terms of music anyway. You know, it's like when we first spoke, I'm telling you, I'm listening to jazz, bro. Like, and man's listening to drill over here. You know what I mean? But it's not like I don't know about drill. Of course I know about drill. I love drill. I love what all of them man did. You're saying about Heady. I think Heady is one of the most classiest brothers on the mic right now.
No, really good.
My guy is classy. Like, he's classy with it. Afrobeat. My nieces will tell you I don't like Afrobeat, but because I haven't got much experience in modern day Afrobeat. But if you want to talk about Osibisa, Fela Kuti, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, we can have a full on conversation. But as far as modern is concerned, Burna Boy, super class. Yeah. Like, you can't get no classier than that if you ask me. But again, this is not someone. This is someone that's not really experienced in that field. I can have a conversation about anything to do with music or the arts. I'm a big fan of fine art right now as well. I represent a fine art as well. I represent an artist named Finesse, and he does amazing portraits too. So yeah, I'm into art. That's who the Flyy Hooligan, the Flyy Hooligan is. That's what Gourmet Rap is. Gourmet Rap is art and culture. Gourmet Rap is culture. Whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's food, whether it's jewelry, whether it's the most elegant stuff, you know, that's what Gourmet Rap is. You know, we talk about it. Just because we come from the hood or the streets or whatever you want to describe it as, it doesn't mean we don't know about Stanislav Sukowski. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You get me? So,
not that culture. I'm glad someone does.
You know what I'm saying? So like, or you know, Lars von Trier. He's a great movie director. I've got that's the name of one of my songs. So you'll see I'll have song titles like Roman Abramovich, like he's a billionaire, like, but you don't know about his history, so look into him. Why would I call my project Roman Abramovich? Why would I have a song called Lars von Trier? Why would I have a song called Lee Scratch Perry or Pure Money Fours? Those are one of my all-time favorite sneakers. You know what I'm saying? But it's how you want to look at it, how you want to perceive art. None of us in this room is going to look at the same art piece and come out with the same thoughts of that art piece. We're all gonna see it differently. We're all gonna express different opinions about it, just like Squid Games. You know what I'm saying? So that's what gourmet rap is, man.
Yeah.
That's what gourmet rap is, and that's who the Flyy Hooligan is, and that's what I want to bring to the United Kingdom now more than ever, because I feel it would be amazing to create an alternative genre for the youth man that's coming up, and he's thinking, yeah, I do like grime and all that, but what else is there? What else can I experiment with? You know, so yeah, that's what I'm bringing.
I feel like,
Sorry, you go for it.
I was gonna say, I feel like, yeah, when it comes to gourmet rap or connoisseur rap, that whole genre, I feel like that's one of the key like tenets of it. It's like, because of like obviously West Side, and I know he does his art and high culture, all of that, but also man are talking about you know, slinging birds and all of that. It's like where man are, it's the marrying point between that high culture and the real gutter, and I feel like that, yeah, even that marriage is like so
It's unique.
It's mad. That's the word. It's mad unique. Mad unique.
And you when you throw West Side Gun in there, you always have you always have to big up Rock Marciano and Planet Asia, because those are the godfathers of that. Those are the fathers of that style, that whole style, and really bringing it to the forefront. Yeah, they are the fathers. I am gonna be bold enough to say that, because there are other artists before them that did do that. You know, your Raekwon and Ghostface Killer, definitely. You know what I'm saying? You've got Nasir Jones when he was in his Nasty Nas era. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know my history. I know like where the drumless beats and all of that.
Yeah.
Like that's why I referred to myself as like a sort of A&R, because in 2014 when I was talking, because all right, how I hooked up with West Side Gun, Sean Price, may my big brother rest in peace, he introduced me through his song he did with West Side Gun called Black Tar, and P was just showing me these tracks that he did. No, sorry, he didn't even show me that track, but I saw it online because he showed me a bunch of other songs and features that he did. I didn't hear this one yet with West Side Gun, and then I heard it and I was like, yo bro, you never told me about this song. And he was like, yeah, nah, dude's fire anyway. I think he's gonna be dope. And I was like, yeah, I can hear what you're hearing. And I connected with West Side Gun, and this was whilst Conway was in jail as well. So and in Savile Row, you will hear West Side Gun talking about Conway being in jail in that verse. So that's how far back I go with this whole renaissance of hip hop. I'm part of it. I am a part of it. Like from the embryonic stage to where we are now, and so is Gourmet Deluxe, the label. So yeah, man, that whole, people call it connoisseur rap, and I think that's a very fair label for it, but I think gourmet rap is more befitting.
Gourmet. I know, I like that title still.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely, it's more befitting, and I wanna put that label on it before someone corporate comes along and takes that over. And you know, I think ownership in this era is more important than any other era, because all the other eras, you can clearly see. I mean, you can look at the timeline. That's what the timeline is there for, and you can look at the timeline and see what happened with your UK hip hop terminology and other stuff like that. You know, and I feel gourmet rap, yeah, man. Like we're gonna name that, and we're gonna be the gatekeepers of that. You feel me?
It's interesting that you talk about I guess bringing in a different lane for youth, like young rappers coming in now, a different lane for them to express themselves in. Do you feel like, I don't know, I get the sense that in the UK particularly there's a lot of restrictions on black creativity, black art, black music.
Always has
in
been.
particular. Yeah, it always has been.
That's why I got Afrobeat.
Even more so than way more so than in America. And because of that, I feel like rappers coming up now, and I remember like, this must have been about 2 years ago, we had a rapper on called Whisper, and he was talking about, he was up and coming as well, and he was talking about, I asked him, what do you think about the state of the UK scene? And he says something along the lines of like, effectively in the UK, you're kind of put in a box as a rapper. You're either drill, you're grime, you're Afro swing, or they don't know where to place you, so therefore they can't market you, so they kind of just discard you. What do you think about how gourmet rap will, like, how the uptake of gourmet rap will be, given the fact that whoever the powers that be kind of try and force artists into boxes, and unless the artists leave the UK, go to America or wherever, they don't really see much, or they don't see commercial success in the UK.
I'm going to answer that by starting with a question. What's the most powerful tool we have in our homes, in this room right now? What's the most powerful tool to get our message across?
Interwebs. Yeah, internet.
Bingo. You don't need no label. You don't need no label. You don't need anyone but yourself. Your drive, your persistence, your vision, your goal, your thirst, your hunger. That's literally all you need, because I didn't have none of that.
Yeah.
There's probably a handful of people in the UK that can tell you about the Flyy Hooligan. But then you go to America, you go to Japan, you go Germany, Italy, France, Sweden, anywhere else in the world. You can go certain parts of America and just say you know me or you're related to me, and they'll give you a pass.
Yeah.
That's how the world works.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So whatever's destined to happen in the UK is going to happen. There's nothing anyone can do about it, especially now more than ever, because now you've got the internet. The industry can't say, well, we're gonna lock off Gourmet Rap because them man there believe in being their own bosses, and that's gonna empower other people, black, white, brown, yellow, blue, purple, to be their own bosses as well. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's bait. The people will switch on them. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Gourmet Rap is about. Gourmet Rap is for the people. Gourmet Rap is for art and culture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether you're into painting or drawing, whether you're into anime, manga, whatever you're into, it's art. You see what I'm saying? If you're into gangster flicks, you're into gangster flicks. It's art. This is you, man. You want to rap about it, rap about it. There's no boundaries in art. There's no limit to expression. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what this genre is about. It's not about, it's not about letting anyone in for them to now come and dictate what we do so that we get a quick buck and probably owe them double what they've given us if the thing don't work out.
Yeah.
Now we do it ourselves. We set up our own Bandcamp. We set up our own website. We put up a limited amount. We shot it. Then we reinvest that. Keep that cycle going. That's how you become your own boss. You got to invest and reinvest in yourself.
Yeah. I feel like the internet's definitely helped in terms of bridging that gap between, I mean, not even helped, it's effectively built that bridge, because prior to that there was no way for an artist to reach the masses without going via the labels or whatever it is, or
selling your shit on road.
Yeah,
because that's what I was doing at one point. Before reinventing myself, I was on road with man like Mike GLC and Genesis Elijah. In the reason why you've got wardens in central London is because of us, man. You see what I'm saying? That's where I come from. That's my history. Physically approaching people and saying, boom, this is my music, this is my art. Here you go. It's £5, it's £10, 15.
I remember those days. Yeah.
And they're still about, man. Love for them, man, is still about. I mean, we don't see eye to eye now, but I got Haylock, Daily Grinder as well. He's another man. You go walk down Camden tomorrow, you're gonna bump into them. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot about.
And that's a beautiful thing as well, because these are people that believe in themselves. These are people that are investing in themselves. Whatever they spend their money on, that's their business. But the fact that they stood in front of you shows how much confidence they've got in themselves, and how much they're willing to, put so much blood, sweat and tears, and even risking embarrassing themselves, so that they can keep their art alive. You see what I'm saying? Instead of doing a 9 to 5 and making Tommy a whole heap of money off of his own schedule, and you can't get no proper sleep and you're depressed and all of that. Next thing you know, you want to, respectfully off yourself because you're not living the life you really want to live. You see what I'm saying? So.
I think there's always, especially like based on what you were talking about how this is Gourmet Rap is art at its finest kind of thing. It's like there's always that kind of tension between the artistic side and then the commercial side. And you see it time and time again. You see it with all sorts of genres. I was looking into Neo Soul recently, actually, because I want to do an episode on Neo Soul soon. Because you kind of think Neo Soul's kind of died a little bit. I guess there's certain artists that are coming up, but when you think of like the prime of Neo Soul, when you had like Maxwell, you had Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, them kind of people,
brand new heavies,
and it's you kind of think what happened to Neo Soul. And I was looking into it, and a big issue was that the artists that were driving Neo Soul, overwhelmingly black artists, because it was a black genre.
That's right.
They were more concerned with the artistry than with the commercial aspect.
Their integrity.
Their artistic integrity. They were more.
That's exactly.
They were more concerned with that. And so the labels they were signed to were thinking, like for example, them trying to put money into Lauryn Hill's coming up with a sophomore album. Yeah. She's not really on putting out a sophomore album right now because she's not feeling inspired to do so. So then on the label side, they're thinking, well, we can't keep pouring money into this artist if she's not gonna turn up on time for shows. She's not gonna do this. She's not gonna do that. We need to recoup on whatever we've done. So there's always that tension, and of course with certain genres, you see not that they die, but they kind of fade from the limelight, because neo soul was kind of commercially popular in the late 90s, early 2000s, and it kind of transitioned to R&B, because R&B, they were better able to market that and sell that, and the artists involved with R&B at the time were happier to, be marketed and have their music and their art sold. So I think there's always that tension, just because it's like, as an artist as well, you want to be remunerated, whatever the word is. You want to be paid for your work, right? You want to, and so it's difficult to kind of strike that balance of my artistic integrity, but at the same time, I need to make sure that there's some. I need to consider the commercial aspect of things, because at the end of the day, I make a living doing this. So
I kind of feel one thing that didn't help Neo Soul was its creator, who goes by the name of Jay Dilla. May he rest in peace. He essentially created Neo Soul. Essentially, I wouldn't say whole, like. It was the way, because I mentioned Brand New Heavies earlier, and from my recollection, Brand New Heavies, he did a remix for them for a track. I can't remember the exact title, but I know in the lyrics it says sometimes you got to do right. And if you go to any Jay Dilla Change My Life party, you'll definitely hear that song. And on as well with Q-Tip and Janet Jackson. A lot of people don't know who Jay Dilla is, but since he passed away, a lot of people have got to learn about him. But like I said, essentially he created Neo Soul, and when he passed away, and he was also one of the founding members of Soulquarians, which was Erykah Badu, Questlove, D'Angelo, Andre 3000, Common, like had so many, like it was a massive collective. And and I think when he passed away, it kind of went downhill from there. Bilal, he was a rising star. He was Anderson .Paak before Anderson .Paak, if you really want to check it. But Universal shagged him because of based on what you said as well. They felt like they couldn't market homie because he wasn't. He was more interested in his artistic integrity as opposed to, all right, let me put on a shiny suit and dance about real quickly and, get this money and then bounce kind of thing, Because the Soulquarian, the soul people, like man, they love their art, man.
Do you foresee that kind of thing happening with Gourmet Rap, in the sense of not so much that labels will come and shake you, but the tension between the
there won't be no tension, because anyone joining Gourmet Rap, anyone who does Gourmet Rap will have a business mind. They will know, like, all right, cool, if I'm gonna do a commercial song for this label, this is the agreement, and we have to stick to that agreement. If you're not, it's cool, I'll stick to my what you call it, my fan base. It's fine, because people are starting to clock that, listen, if you sell like 300 vinyls every 2-3 months, you can actually live a decent life. You know what I'm saying? And if you're smart enough, by 5-6 years of doing that sort of run, you can get yourself a mortgage. It's not impossible, man. It's not. It's really not impossible. You don't need anyone to come and give you a loan and then tell you owe them double, and they ain't gonna give you your masters and all that ish. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that. Sorry to cut you. I feel like that spirit is like it's another tenet of the whole Gourmet Rap thing. I feel like that whole subgenre has been built outside of the industry, and then got so big to the point where the industry, like we see it all the time, industry has to, like, we want a piece now.
Yeah.
But whereas we seen that with drill over here, we seen that with drill in the States as well. But I feel like the big difference being that with this genre, you guys are first of all, your integrity like is paramount to all of you, and beyond that, ownership, like you say. So stuff like Bandcamp, stuff like you say about selling vinyls and whatnot, all of that stuff actually keeps. I feel like it will maintain, like the genre will maintain.
As long as there's as long as collectors are out there and collectors keep growing and growing and growing, there's always going to be vinyls to sell. There's always going to be music to sell. There's always going to be music to stream. There's always going to be merchandise to sell. You see what I'm saying? And there's always going to be shows to have.
Right.
So as long as we have that cycle going, that's what I'm saying. Like the industry just can't come in, strong arm the situation. They can't do it because, all right, again, you can look at West Side Gun and Conway and see what they're doing. They're not switching up nothing. They just done Rolling Loud.
That's true.
They're doing Rock the Bells. They're doing all kinds of stuff. You see what I'm saying? And
they everyone's album. Everybody wants to work with them.
Exactly. So, and they're investing their money the right way. And so it's just about playing chess and not checkers. You see what I'm saying? And ownership, integrity, consistency as well. That's another big thing. Once you're consistent, you get your momentum going and you keep your momentum going. Then you can have a healthy, very healthy, very decent career, and you won't have to worry about doing this, and this for someone who's offering you a loan, because you've already gotten used to that idea that, all right, if I sell 100 vinyls, you know what I'm saying, every 3 months is good enough to keep you going. You know what I'm saying? It's more than, and not just vinyls, cassette tapes, CDs, T-shirts, hoodies. You know what I mean? And if you want to get creative, figurines. You know what I'm saying? Like, Gourmet Deluxe does it all.
Can I ask you a very random question?
Go on.
Do you have any thoughts on NFTs? You looked into that
as well.
Gourmet Deluxe has NFTs.
You got it?
Yeah, man. We got an animation department. You know what I'm saying? So I was on NFTs from August 2020. I first heard of NFTs because a gentleman sold an NFT for 90 racks, and then I heard about Azealia Banks selling an NFT for 17 racks. Some basic bitch NFT thing. It was mad. And so NFTs, man. That's the non-fungible token. It's the way forward. 100%. Yeah, man.
So where would you like to see Gourmet Rap like 5 to 10 years from now?
Where I know Gourmet Rap, I'm gonna be cocky with this one. I see Gourmet Rap being embraced by pretty much everyone, man. Because the ball has already started rolling. I mean, fashion shows are.
I'm talking UK. You say everyone or.
I see mans from other genre getting on Gourmet Rap because Gourmet Rap is not something difficult to do. You know what I'm saying? I can hear Stormzy on a Gourmet Rap tune. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to try and put no one. That's not what Gourmet Rap is about. It's you man do drill, grime. You can't do Gourmet Rap. Nah, blood. If you think you can do it and you're dope at it, come through, man. Let's make some money. That's it. It's not ego, man. I know I'm the flyest. I know I'm the illest, but it still don't mean like a man can't come through and get his shine on as well. You see what I'm saying? It's not that. Like, I'm confident enough to keep it moving. It's not a problem. It's all good. And so that's where I see 5 years from now, I see quite a few people doing it. You know what I mean? I want to see it have its own, sub-genre. Like, so when a man who does Gourmet Rap is uploading his album onto iTunes and it says select a genre, and you get that drop down, you don't see alternative you don't see just alternative and hip hop rap / rap and rare. You see Gourmet Rap, and then bam, you can click that. That's where I want to see Gourmet Rap 5 years from now.
I want to get into another Gourmet Rap tune. Do you have one Gourmet Rap tune that anybody else trying to get into the genre like should listen to?
Oh man, there's enough, man. Like, so Gourmet Rap now, when you want to talk about the real essence of Gourmet Rap, we're talking like no drums. It's just a sample in it, just a sample, and then what you're getting is the lyrics. What you're getting is the lyricism, the imagination, the cadence. So I'm saying, because effectively what you're doing, which Rick Ross does very well, is your whole rap becomes an instrument. You see what I'm saying? You become a part of that instrumental. So I would say, yeah, Lars von Trier. That's the one, man. Lars von Trier. No, Lee Scratch Perry. My bad. Rest in peace, Lee Scratch Perry, man. That's the one, man. That's the one.